Today, we're introducing two highly productive additions to the Precision Ag product portfolio, AutoTrac Vision and AutoTrac RowSense guidance solutions for our 4 Series sprayer line. Designed specifically for post-emerge row crops, these new guidance systems allow operators to drive faster compared to manual steering in straight rows. Just by increasing spray speeds by 3 to 4 miles per hour, an ag service provider could add up to $1,200 in revenue per day. That's because AutoTrac hands-free steering helps the sprayer stay on track without taking out plants or wearing out your operator. In fact, we've taken all the advantages you already appreciate and further optimized this popular guidance product for use in post-emerge row crops, including corn, soybeans, and cotton. Our industry-exclusive AutoTrac Vision system uses a frame-mounted camera to see early season crop rows. And with a paddle sensor mounted on the sprayer's front wheels, AutoTrac RowSense can feel the corn stalks in late season rows. Both systems send these input adjustments to AutoTrac, helping the sprayer wheel stay in the center of the row, preventing crop damage. Operators can have confidence in AutoTrac when following standing row crops, even if planter drift causes misalignment or the AB line from planting isn't available at spraying. Best of all, this industry-leading technology helps boost productivity with faster possible operating speeds and by reducing operator fatigue from manual steering in straight rows. What's more, these post-emerge row crop guidance solutions help sprayer operators of all experience levels do a higher quality job because they can concentrate on other critical tasks besides steering. Let's further explore how you can improve productivity and quality for your operation and for your operators with these two performance enhancements for AutoTrac on 4 Series sprayers.
When Mother Nature gives you an open application window for controlling pests or applying nutrients, no matter how short it is, or even if it's after dark, you need to be ready to go and get the most out of your equipment, especially in post-emerge row crops where weed pressure seems to explode overnight. While AutoTrac offers numerous advantages, it can be a challenge to run between the rows in post-emerge applications without running over the crop. This is primarily caused by issues such as planter or GPS drift, manually planted fields resulting in wavy rows, or not having access to guidance lines from planting, as is often the case for ag retailers. Because of these situations, sprayer operators have had to manually steer while following standing crop rows. This ends up being a stressful and exhausting experience when done for hours on end over many days in a row, especially for less experienced operators. Our engineers enhanced AutoTrac guidance performance in row crops with 2 new solutions that work independently. One is designed for early stage crop, and the other one covers later canopy crop. When both are installed on a 4 Series sprayer, you extend the season to use AutoTrac guidance. Each guidance option features its own unique input system. It detects the location of the crop in the row and then signals AutoTrac so it can steer the sprayer wheels precisely between the rows. AutoTrac Vision has been tested and approved for initial use in corn, soybeans, and cotton on straight 30-inch rows in fields with less than a 2-degree side slope. At this time, AutoTrac RowSense is only approved in corn, and we will continue to evaluate future compatibility and will inform you of additional applications as they are approved through official testing. Optimal performance with AutoTrac Vision is expected when plants are at least 4 to 6 inches high for best row detection. With AutoTrac RowSense, the paddle sensor works best on mature corn plants that have a firm enough stalk. This advanced guidance technology keeps sprayer tires in the row better than manually steering. Operators reported feeling less fatigued, whether they were seasoned or less experienced at the wheel. And your operation benefits from the productivity boost and a higher quality application job because operators are more alert. With faster operating speeds and everything that the operator must view and manage in the sprayer cab, a lapse in attention while manually steering can result in costly crop damage. As this study shows, being off-row for just 1 second at 15 miles an hour took out more than 90 corn plants. Think about that for a minute, about how that can add up over the course of a whole day, let alone the entire season.
Let's take a closer look at each option offered and how it works, starting with our industry-exclusive AutoTrac Vision system, which features a frame-mounted camera that can see and detect early-season row crops. As long as the advanced camera can detect a difference between the crop row and the soil in between, AutoTrac Vision can confidently identify rows. This input helps AutoTrac compensate for misalignments to reduce the risk of crop damage. AutoTrac Vision works best in straight 30-inch rows with 6-inch high corn, soybeans, and cotton, all the way up to about 90% crop canopy. Once the canopy closes over the row in corn, it's time for the other new AutoTrac guidance solution to take over the job. AutoTrac RowSense uses a flexible paddle sensor mounted on the sprayer's front wheels to physically touch the stalks in the row. Currently tested and approved on straight 30-inch corn rows, AutoTrac uses input adjustment signals to help take the guesswork out of late-season application in taller corn, even if the wheels aren't visible. Similar to AutoTrac RowSense on harvesting equipment, this version for self-propelled sprayers works by feeling its way down the row, and AutoTrac steers the wheels accordingly.
Without the Vision, 5 years ago, I was running a lot slower, about 12 mile an hour. And with this Vision system now, you're up to 14 mile an hour, so you picked up 2 miles per hour, and it's doing just as good job.
Well, you're just able to drive faster than you can with an AB line or AutoTrac. With RowSense, you were able to drive considerably faster than you can steer with setting up a small nudge. I could drive the same speed holding the steering wheel, but you'd have to steer the machine all day long then.
Both AutoTrac Vision and AutoTrac RowSense feature an industry-exclusive GPS ability to fall back to existing GPS guidance lines when challenging field conditions prevent sufficient row input. When the sprayer's camera or row sensors are unable to detect clear crop rows due to excessive weeds, waterways, washouts, or weak crop stands, both of these AutoTrac assistants will quickly default to GPS-only guidance until they can consistently identify rows again. For example, crop stands following a wet spring may have uneven spots and areas where the plants were flooded out. As the sprayer crosses into the washed-out areas, the system will detect that crop is missing and can quickly switch to GPS-only mode to use an existing AB guidance line. This helps steer the sprayer across the troubled area and into the correct row on the other side. Operating a sprayer takes 100% focus, yet there are so many things that need the operator's attention, such as checking the monitor, looking at the boom, and watching the rows for manual steering. We conducted a study to calculate just how much time a sprayer operator spends on visual tasks in post-emerge row crop applications. We found that sprayer operators typically spend 82% of their total time staring down the hood just to steer the sprayer down the row. When operating a sprayer equipped with either AutoTrac Vision or AutoTrac RowSense, those same operators were able to save 12% of their time from reduced manual steering. That leaves operators with more time to focus on other critical tasks while in the cab, such as keeping an eye on boom height, plug nozzles, spray pressure and flow rates, and observing overall job quality, as well as looking out for any obstacles such as power poles.
Your eyes hurt from staring at the hood all day long, and my back between my shoulder blades from steering all day long would hurt. The RowSense will automatically adjust your AB line, so on turnarounds I could just grab the steering wheel and turn and click the button and start off, and it would adjust the line all the way down according to the row. It was a tremendous load off for stress and fatigue on my body.
Inside the sprayer cab, operators can choose to watch a live AutoTrac Vision camera feed as part of a split-screen view on the Greenstar 3 2630 display. A graphic overlay shows detailed information in real time so operators can have full confidence in the system, trusting its guidance performance instead of manually steering. When the camera detects the plants compared to the surrounding soil, green rectangles outline the crop rows. The white dashed line shows the center of the row where you want the sprayer wheel to track. The blue solid line marks the calibrated center of the wheel. For optimal performance, these two indicators should be aligned well at all operating speeds. This green camera icon indicates a high confidence level in seeing crop rows with good visual contrast between the crop and the soil. In areas where it's more difficult for the camera sensor to identify the row, the camera icon turns yellow. This cautions the operator to pay closer attention in these spots, usually on headlands and in challenging conditions. Once the camera icon turns red to warn of insufficient visual input, AutoTrac guidance disengages and manual steering is required, unless guidance input exists to rely on the industry-exclusive GPS fallback feature. Operators can keep track of ground slope as well as settings for row spacing and any offset measurements. This universal system mode icon indicates which signal the system has enabled and engaged. This green icon indicates that AutoTrac Vision is using sensor data to steer with GPS data as a backup. Other colors and symbols indicate when sensor or GPS data is not available.
Now, when I was running the vision system, it does make your job easier. If you have a tip plugged out there, when you're running that, you can pay more attention to what your sprayer's doing, out there, or what your boom's doing if it's in a hilly ground. Just to make sure going 14 mile an hour, if you have some hills or some ravines, it's sometimes a little tough to have the boom out of the ground.
I felt comfortable when all I had to drive was just one AB line, and then I could hit the button and it would steer me through the corn from one side to the other, and usually could grab one more quarter a day. 1,000 acres of corn a day. It was really nice.
Any 4 Series sprayer model can be equipped with either of the 2 new guidance systems, or you can choose to add both, which will give you the best overall performance across the growing season. Even though both systems can be installed, only one can operate at a time. The result, though, is the same: enhanced performance and productivity of a 4 Series sprayer with the new row crop guidance solutions from John Deere, AutoTrac Vision and AutoTrac RowSense.